Blue Jackets back here at home tonight to wrap up their season series with the Washington Capitals. And, Jody, what a difference a trip makes. The Blue Jackets had a 5-game losing streak. They go on the road. All of a sudden, they've won 3 in a row coming into tonight.
Yeah, and it wasn't perfect hockey early, but they found a way to win. And it started in Denver, and, of course, this team ended in Vegas with a great win there the other night. But, boy, it sure is nice to be home, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is nice to be home. And, you know, the game in between the Colorado game and the Vegas game was in Arizona. And that was a game where the top line of this Blue Jackets team basically got benched for the second half of the third period. One of the guys that's on that line is Cam Atkinson. He came back huge in Vegas, having 2 goals, including the game winner on the power play. And Cam said, once you get challenged, you've got to go right back at it.
You know, I've been benched before, so it's just one of those things where, you know, you can either take it and look at it as a positive or negative. And for me, I've always taken, you know, those sorts of things as obviously I'm not doing my job and have to get back to what has made me successful in this league. So a lot has changed since then, and it's nice, obviously, when you have a coach that trusts you and puts you out there in situations to succeed. And
Cam Atkinson's been through this before. He's a veteran player for the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he's a guy that understands John Tortorella. He wants to be the best player on the team for the Blue Jackets. He wants to be one of the best in the National Hockey League. You expected a bounce back, but wow, that was huge the other night in Vegas.
Absolutely. And guess what else was huge? The structure of the Blue Jackets. You alluded to it earlier. It wasn't great in Colorado. It wasn't great in Arizona, but it was dead on in Vegas. And Ryan Murray says it's got to be dead on again tonight, and it shouldn't be a problem because of how big this game is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just better. It's better hockey, I think. It's just more intense. It's, you know, you're more into the games. You know, sometimes you get to that mid-season point. You're in the dog days a little bit, and but I think we're out of that stage now. I think that everyone's kind of looking forward to the playoffs and a big playoff push here. And you know, we're looking at the standings. We know where everybody is, and it's tight. And every point's going to be so important from here on out. So I mean, that's fun hockey to play.
It's always easy to get up for the Washington Capitals. You'll be on your game tonight, I know that. They're a team that, you know, there's some animosity building between these two organizations. It goes back to the playoffs last year, we know that. But the Blue Jackets, this will be a team they're tracking down in the Metropolitan Division. It's a team they want to finish ahead of. And I call this a statement game tonight. You want to let the league know, if you're the Blue Jackets team, that you're for real and you're going to track these guys down.
Well, and the Capitals are in second place. They're ahead of the Blue Jackets in the standings, as you said. They also played last night, and they got a win last night. So the Blue Jackets hope to take advantage of that. However, let's look at some of their key players. Last night, Evgeny Kuznetsov had 4 points. He's a pretty good leader on this team. None better than Alex Ovechkin, though, who's having a monster year. And don't forget, on the blue line, the always dangerous John Carlson.
Yeah, Carlson's one of those defensemen you don't hear a lot about on a cast of characters of all-stars for the Washington Capitals. But he's dangerous up ice. He's a good skater. He reads the play very well, and he's a big threat on that power play that's so dangerous for the Capitals. Ovechkin, the best goal scorer of the modern era of the National Hockey League. All he does is score goals. He does it at an enormous clip. He leads the National Hockey League in that department again this year. And then Kuznetsov. He was struggling a bit when the Blue Jackets saw him last. He did score in that game. He had 4 points last night. You mentioned 2 goals in that big victory at home. They're starting a road trip here tonight, and these 4 guys need to play in their own end all night long.
And let's talk about the goaltending matchup, which should be superb this evening. The Blue Jackets send out Sergei Bobrovsky, and Braden Holtby goes on the other side.
Yeah, and Bobrovsky, ever since that incident where he had to sit out a game for the Blue Jackets, he has been stellar. He's a guy that's a leader on this team, and boy, when called upon, he's made huge saves lately. Holtby had the night off last night. He's a goaltender. I always feel like he's got something to prove. He always plays that way. Maybe that's why. This is a great matchup here on a Tuesday at Nationwide Arena.
All right, it's time to go beyond the numbers, being brought to you by Ohio Credit Union. What's your number tonight?
500. Cam Atkinson, drafted by the Blue Jackets in the 6th round, is going to play his 500th National Hockey League game. Not only is he playing his 500th game, he's done it so well. He's a player that we've seen grow right in front of our eyes. He's a player that's learning how to play in an all-star clip. And for the Blue Jackets, one of their biggest impact players. So Cam Atkinson, 500 games, many more ahead. But congratulations to Cam.
Well, I'll tell you what, tomorrow night we have something special for you. Jody and I will be at the R Bar right here in the Arena District doing our show, The Inside Edge, presented by Kia. We will be joined by Lucas Sedlak for that show tomorrow night. So it's from 7 to 8. We ask you to come out and join us, don't we?
Absolutely. Stop by. We'll have some fun. And, of course, we'll talk some hockey with Lucas. And, well, we'll see what's going on around the league, too.
All right, that'll do it for tonight's Rank Report. For Jody, Shelley, I'm Bob McElligott. Enjoy the game.